Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we catch up with our coaches once again this week, and another great weekend for our women's basketball team as we catch up with their head coach, Collin, Lanam. And what a great stretch right now for the ladies, playing extremely well at a high level and going into Pershing Arena and knocking off one of the top 25 teams in the country, Truman, this past weekend.
Yeah, it's just kind of another step in our path. We talked early. We had the confidence in ourselves that we were one of the top teams in the conference, and I think we're finally getting the opportunity to show that, starting to play, the top teams. I thought we played well against, Bellarmine and Southern Indiana for the majority of the game. So it was nice to be able to go into Truman and it not be a last-second or a 2-point game against them like we have the past couple years. So I felt like we did a pretty good job of just being ourselves and taking care of the ball and doing what we needed to do to get the win right there. So it was nice. That was one of the best games we probably played in the 3 years that I've been here. And, win or lose, we were going to walk out of there knowing that we've got to the point where we can compete with the best. And so I think just the confidence from that is going to continue to help us going forward here.
And I know we've talked about Hunter the last couple weeks, but once again, she goes back-to-back career-high nights, one of our Saints of the Week this week. And honestly, in consideration probably for Conference Player of the Week with the weekend that she had, she has just, if you've seen from the beginning of the year to where she's at right now, her comfort level on the floor is just off the charts. Yeah, and she probably was one of the top kids in the conference this week, but when you've got 2 first-team All-Americans in our conference, it's going to be tough to steal it from them. I think Jess Kelleher got it for like the 15th or 16th time. It's something silly. But, Hunter's just been solid and steady. She's not flashy. She's not necessarily wowing you with spectacular moves or anything like that. She's just very efficient in everything she does. With her shooting percentages, she was really good from 3 this week in both games against Quincy and Truman. So, just got to tip your hat to somebody that gets their job done. And that's what we talked about Truman is, looking at the Patriots who are somebody that, it's a franchise that gets it done year in, year out. You don't think they're going to do it, and they still do. And, they've got the mantra of get your job done. And that's what we talked about was for us to win, it was going to take a team effort, everybody locking in and being able to do what they want to or what they have to help us win. And for Hunter, it's been scoring. It's been helping us. I love the balance of our team. It's not always going to be the same kids scoring night in, night out. So for somebody, in our program to have 2 big nights, like she and Mary both did between Quincy and Truman, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. How big, and to finish up the 5-game road trip at UMSL on Saturday, how big is it to have our bye week on a Thursday this week to give us 6 days of kind of catching our breaths a little bit?
It's really great just in terms of rehab. We're able to not go as long, we're keeping the intensity up, but we're not having to go at it solid for 2 hours. We're able to get in, get out. We're taking the day off today to rest as well. Monday was kind of a lighter shooting day. So, it kind of gives everybody a chance to catch their breath and get prepped because we know, we've got 10 more games and they're all going to be battles. We've gotten to the point where we're not the underdog. People aren't going to come in just thinking that we're going to roll over and that they can get a win. So we're going to get everybody's best effort from here on out.
And when you look at those last 10 games, they're not easy games. I mean, we talk about Bellarmine, Southern Indiana coming out of the break, but you get Drury twice, you get Lewis, and you get UMSL twice, and we all know what the UMSL games are all about.
Well, I mean, really everybody's playing well. We got the Kansas City teams coming in next week, and they both had pretty good weekends. I think they both split between Southern and Bellarmine, which is great, on that weekend. So we don't get the luxury of having an off night. It's the GLVC. But yeah, playing against Drury and playing against Lewis, I think is going to really continue to tell us where we're at and how we're improving. I don't think we're playing our best basketball. We don't want to be playing our best basketball right now. We want to be peaking into February, getting into March, and giving ourselves an opportunity to get into the NCAA tournament.
What are some of the things you've seen on UMSL that we got to take care of up at the Mark Twain Center on Saturday?
They've got talent. Their record may not show it, but they've got kids that can come in and light up the scoreboard. And, kind of what we've been talking about is that I've seen, haven't seen them put it all together at the same time. And if they do, they're dangerous. They've got a kid coming back that was an all-conference caliber player a couple years ago. It's coming off of an injury, and if things click and she comes back, I mean, she's that fourth wheel for them that can play well. I know Katie's going to have them playing hard, getting into the passing lanes. That's what we talked about is, even if they're not scoring, that team plays hard for 40 minutes, and we're going to have to really focus on rebounding. I think that's going to be a key component, is making sure that we're minimizing their secondary opportunities, not allowing offensive rebounds to get their momentum going for them, which can turn into that offensive, just feeling good about themselves and start hitting some shots that maybe they wouldn't have without that second opportunity.
No doubt about it, buddy. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Collin Lanam joins us as he does every week during the basketball season. Once again, no game on Thursday. We go up to the Mark Twain Center in North County, St. Louis on Saturday, 1 o'clock start, as the ladies take on the Tritons of Umsel. That game will be on the JLVC Sports Network. If you can't be there, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Maryville Saints. We'll keep you updated all afternoon long. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.